Alright guys, we got a fun video today. We're looking at a Heartless orb opening. It's Heartless because it sapped all the joy out of my heart for so long. But I digress. We're also going to talk about T4s. I'll talk about a potential team that I've been thinking about for him, though I can't show it in action because I haven't built it yet. I don't have my Strange maxed out. It's his second day out. I'm still finishing Shadowlands up. I am taking some Mystic gear onto Moon Knight, which is probably a stupid thing to do. But if I don't do it now, I'll never do it. But he'll probably still be up and running by the time the rest of the Darkhold team comes. Because although there is some theory crafting potential with him, his real potential is still locked behind that Darkhold team. So, although I'm going to build him up, there's really no super rush to get it done. And I suggest you take that to heart as well. Start putting your levels on him, start saving up your SBCs. Really, this whole team wants to be together, so that's how they're going to end up. But I digress. Let's look at some orb opening. We'll start with the shard orbs. And this was all pre-recorded, unfortunately. I don't stream or get on my computer on patch days because I'm with my family, so it's all done with my phone. And the fun part is I let my son click the buttons, and he loves doing that. So we're getting some pretty minimal drops as of yet. I think we got 2 8s though. That's 3 8s in a row. So we're hugging the average, which is nice. Doing it again. And I think now we're gonna hit a blue, which is pretty cool. There we go. 12, so just above the average. No, I think that puts us at 9 and 8, so about 8.5. That'll throw us up to 9, which is great. Averaging 9 per orb. And then 6. Bah. Womp, womp, womp. And then 6 again. But that's the boring stuff. The shards are kind of boring, right? Like, you want to hit that gold drop, but you never do. The red stars are what's fun. So I did hoard a bunch of elite orbs for this one, which we're going to get into in a second here. Here we go. I wanted a 5 or a 6, and I wasn't going to settle for less. So we start with the 5 Lady Death Strike. Lady Death Fingers is such a good character. And the second orb, it's a 4. And I think long and hard about stopping here. You can see I hold off. No. I wouldn't make this video if it was the second orb, guys. We got to keep going. We get a 5 Moon Dragon. So that's 2 5s and then a 4. Oh, I think we're going to do one more. Nope, we're going to go to an Elite 5. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. This is where we get the yellow drops. Let's go. Let's get a big old yellow drop. We do. Vulture. Vulture. No, thank you. Let's try again. We keep going. America Chavez. I would have loved a 6 red star Chavez. That would have been dope. Stupid Vulture. Anyway, we get another 5. Let's run that back. Let's get another yellow drop. Let's go. Ugh, I'm down. Trash. He's the poor kind of character who will never get a rework. But let's go. Is this a yellow drop? Is this going to be the one? It is. It's a freaking cull. I already have a 7 red star cull. I don't like culls. But let's do it again. Run it back. There we go. Well, it's the right character, not the stars I wanted. Let's do another one. This got him again. I now have 3 4 red star Strange Heartless. I know most intelligent people would stop at that point, but I will not be dissuaded. Then we get a 5. Come on. So I've gone through my entire stock at this point. Here we go. A yellow. I wasn't happy, guys. Dropped my...
You can stop this. Please, fix this.
No, spend more money. But then I finished the Morbius event, and with the Ghost Rider 5 red star dupe and the Elite 4s, I was able to draw 1 more Elite 4, and I got a 5 red star. But that was the next day, and I didn't record it, so that's my bad on that. But let's talk about his kit a little bit. This is now my Doctor Strange. You see, I do have 3 red stars filled out. I'll probably be able to fill out those other 2 with his event, so that's good. He's a damage dealer. I highly suggest getting as many red stars and yellow stars on him as you possibly can. You're going to notice some of the things aren't filled out yet. I just don't have the resources for it. We'll talk about it, and I will have a infographic probably up tomorrow or the next day on my Discord for Doctor Strange Heartless, getting more in depth with my thoughts. So just the abridged version right now, guys. Max his character out. He's a giant damage dealer for the Darkhold team with huge effects. Let's start looking at his basic. T4, not necessary, just damage. It is a good amount of damage though. 60% piercing damage. AoE, that's 280% piercing damage to primary and adjacent targets, which is a lot of damage. Flipping 2 positive effects into negative effects, which is great, and it can't be blocked. So there's a lot of deflex on the Darkhold team. There's a lot of deflex in War. This is a great ability, and it leads you to think to Striker. This, I can't guarantee, is the best answer. I am going to be starting with Raider on Doctor Strange. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but it more goes to the team itself. Anyway, I digress. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But amazing basic. Luxury T4 at best, though. Then we go to the special. This special is insane. Copy and clear 2 positive effects, not taunt. That's good. Attack for 400% damage and apply slow for 2 turns and reduce speed bar by 25%. If charged, he'll steal all positive effects that aren't taunt, and he'll gain 500 extra focus for this attack. Though I don't think he needs to be charged for that 500 focus. That probably should have been a line higher. But an amazing ability, an absolutely must T4. 80% damage is huge, and 15% turn meter rewind is gigantic. So you're sapping turn meter, you're putting 2 turns of slow out there. That is a death sentence for certain characters and certain teams. I love this ability. It's the first T4 I threw on, though it is not his best T4. We'll talk about that. Then we got the ultimate. This is a very strong attack, though it takes quite a while to get up. It looks like it's a turn 3 ability. Well, that'll fill it out. Yeah, I think turn 3 if I'm reading this correctly, which is really long, but the mirror matchup is going to be super long, and there's going to be ways we can cheat some energy into him before the Darkhold team pops up. We'll talk about it at the end. So it's huge AoE damage, increased damage for every positive and negative effect, both on Doctor Strange Heartless and on the primary target. So similar to Shang-Chi's ultimate, where you target the enemy who has the most positive effects so that his ultimate does more damage, you're going to do the same thing with this ability, though you're going to just add together the numerical amount of positive and negative effects on any given character, and whatever numerical amount of those combined is highest, target that character with this ability. And this ability can potentially just be a gigantic bomb that goes off, and it's unavoidable, which is great. And this is where he gets his charged to effect on his special and his passive, which we're going to see in a little bit. This is, in my opinion, a must T4, especially in the mirror matchup. 20% additional damage per positive effect. I'm going to be doing this the second I get the T4s. I think this is going to be the game-winning ability. I can't speak that as absolute truth just yet, but it looks that way to me. And then we have his passive. This is one of the craziest passives in the game. So, on turn, if charged, heal for 20% of his life, lose 1 charged. At the end of any Darkhold ally turn, barrier that character for 15% of this character's max life. If this Doctor Strange is charged, instead barrier your entire team for 15% of this character's max life. So, at the end of any Darkhold ally turn, this could be Morgan going. If Doctor Strange is charged, he's going to barrier the entire team for 15% of his life. That's nuts. On enemy death, he's going to gain offense up, and if he already has offense up, he's going to gain speed up. This is going to help him reach his ultimate faster, hopefully with offense up, and he's just going to crush. It's crazy passive, and that doesn't even talk about this part right here, where he gains 50% crit chance and damage, and gives it to the Darkhold team as well. Absolutely insane. That is his best T4. If I had to rank the T4s, I'm going passive, special, and ultimate. And maybe I'll do the basic since it's an arena team. We'll see. So we talked about ISO a little bit. The basic does do the flipped effect on just the primary target on the ISO attack. So you might think Striker. I'm going to be going Raider. Now the reason I'm going to be going Raider is basically because he goes second on the team. So Morgan, I think, is going to be a Striker, or she could be a Raider too. Technically, we're going to think more about her, but I think Doctor Strange is going to be best as a Raider, because even if Morgan puts a vulnerable out there, I don't necessarily want Strange to eat it, especially in the mirror matchup, because Agatha's ISO attack is going to take 5% of a Mystic enemy's life. So I think Agatha is the clear winner for Striker, and maybe Wong as well, since he's going to be peeling debuffs off the Darkhold team. It's going to be interesting to test and find out, but right now I'm leaning heavily into Raider for him. I'm going to be investing all the way to ISO Blue 3 Raider for him. That's how, you know, confident I am in it, if you will. But yeah, so I really like that. Now, I wanted to just share with you a team that I've been theory crafting in my head. Now, again, I don't know if this can be useful in war without the full team. Certainly not at my level, but I think it could potentially be used to do some pretty big punch-ups on like non-meta teams. So, what I was thinking is we got Doc Ock, because he's going to give a bunch of regens. And then excuse me, I want to go find the Darkhold team here. I'm going to grab Doctor Strange. We're going to grab a Scarlet Witch. Then I want to go find my Guardians. I think you can see where I'm going with this now. We're going to grab ourselves a Star-Lord. And finally, we're going to top this off with an Asgardian. You might know him by the name of Loki. So the way this team would work is Loki's going to give you speed just to Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch ults. If you have that T4 on her ult, it puts defense down across the board. Doc Ock is giving a bunch of regens out, which is a positive effect, or he can put a slow out, which is a negative effect. Star-Lord is going to use his blind ability before Doctor Strange goes, giving Doctor Strange enough energy to use his ult turn 1 into defense down. He's also going to put blind out there on a bunch of targets, so that's more debuffs that are going to go out there. So now you're going to have defense down and blind on targets, so that's 2 debuffs. Doctor Strange is going to ult with all those regens. It's going to hit really, really hard. Now, do I think this is going to take out any meta defensive teams like Mercs or Young Avengers or anything like that? No, but if you're in a pinch and you're not using these characters anywhere else, I assume you can do a giant punch up into like a Pym Tech or a Wave 1, or just something to have a little bit of fun before the full Darkhold team comes out and we use them against literally everything. So I'm pretty excited about that. Other options, obviously, you can throw him with a team like New Warriors would be great. Same kind of concept. Throw Loki, the New Warriors, Doctor Strange, Heartless, and a 5th. I guess you could do like a death pool. You can do a spread, or you can do a Red Guardian for some defense, or you can do a Shuri. And if Shuri gives energy to either Dagger or to Doctor Strange Heartless, you're that much closer to just obliterating the team. I think that could be cool too. But at the same time, I don't think that team would be super useful against meta war defense teams. So I wouldn't recommend that. New Warriors is kind of a standalone war defense team, so that would be breaking up a lot of pieces. Though you could throw Scarlet Witch and Doctor Strange with your New Warriors on defense. Maybe throw a Shuri in there like I just said and see what happens. Who knows? But anyway, guys, that is what I got for you today. I hope you liked that video. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. Stay happy, healthy, have fun, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.